CBS This Morning.
A recent report says cybercrime is now costing the world trillions of dollars every year. The U.S. has seen a number of massive cyber attacks in 2017. Uber, Verizon, Anthem, Microsoft's Xbox, and Google were hacked, impacting at least 144 million customers. The WannaCry attack locked people in nearly every country out of their data and forced some users to pay a ransom. And the Equifax hack exposed the data of more than 145 million Americans. With us now to look at the biggest threats we'll face in 2018 is Greg Clark, CEO of the cybersecurity giant Symantec. Greg, great to have you with us. That was quite frightening to recall the list of attacks we've had this year.
I'll tell you, there's never a dull day in cybersecurity. It is a fascinating space, and every day something happens.
It happens.
I'd say working at Symantec is an honor, and sometimes some of the things I see we should get movie rights. It's you know.
Well, a lot of them are distracting, disturbing, time inefficient. But when you look at the WannaCry attack, that impacted hospitals. People's health were at risk. Can we expect more of that in next year?
I would say that extortion, ransom, and things like that are here to stay. We've seen even hackers investing in tools for other hackers to build ransomware, extortion, malware that can be widely deployed. When you see something like WannaCry, which was a worm, it has exponential expansion capabilities, which means it can get everywhere really fast. When you see something like that, it is a crisis. It is something that we have to really be careful with. But I tell you what, the extortion and ransoms and things like that are here to stay. People are making money, and they're enabled.
So you think it's going to get worse for us? And what should we do as individuals to protect ourselves? I think most people think about companies, but individuals need to worry about it too.
And I think the cybercrime problem, cyber defense problem splits into two areas, like you mentioned, Kat, which is there's a corporate side, a government side that has to have extreme care, and we can talk about that. And there's a consumer side, which is where all of us normal citizens need to take responsibility for some things to take care of our digital safety, our cyber safety. And there's some simple things that we should do.
Like?
All of us should always try to get a multi-factor authentication. That means more than just a username password. Many of the banks and financial institutions will call you back and say, hey, Greg, is this you? That's really important. And then I think also taking responsibility for your identity in cyberspace is an extremely important thing. And what this means is, this isn't just about credit cards. People can mint a driver's license. They can apply for a second mortgage. They can apply for a mortgage in your kid's name. They can make a fraudulent health care claim. And so people steal identity information to manufacture.
But how do we know that's happening, Greg? And what are we supposed to do about it?
So there is services that you can get. We make one called LifeLock, and what happens is you get a call back that says, hey, are you leasing this Corvette in Sacramento right now? And if you say, no, it's not me, that causes a bunch of things to happen that really try to take care of your identity. And I think these are important things. The responsibility of the identity of yourself, your family, your loved ones is extremely important. We call this digital safety. We think it is kind of a new category that consumers need to step up to.
Some people know to be careful when they're at a keyboard, but what about when they've got a virtual TV or one of these personal assistants that's always listening? What should we be thinking about those?
So I think every time you have a piece of internet-enabled consumer electronics, that means it wants to get on the Wi-Fi, it wants to talk to your iPad, your iPhone, your Android, and you control it from there. It can be a toy, it can be a camera, it can be a doorbell. These things are all got computers in them, and those computers have vulnerabilities. And over time, criminals understand what those vulnerabilities are, and they can put their own software in your home consumer electronics. This is, the internet had a problem this time last year, the thing we call the Dyn attack, which stopped a bunch of services like Netflix and other things. It was executed by consumer electronics that had bad software in it.
But to John's point, what do you do if you have
that? You should put in some technology that helps clean up all of the neighborhood around known bad inside those houses and inside your house and known good. We recently launched a product called our Norton Core router. It's a home Wi-Fi router. You put it in your house, and what it does is it watches all the consumer electronics. It knows what good is. It knows what normal is. When it sees a deviation from normal, it will do things like take it offline or let you know that has a problem. We think that consumers should take responsibility for the safety of the network inside your house It is a place of criminal activity, and there are technologies that can help clean it up. And we think that this will become more and more of a problem. You know, we recently launched this product, and the telemetry, you know, the information that we get about what's happening inside the house is you know, fascinating. There is a lot of electronics in there, many devices per home, and a lot of it is compromised.
Yeah, like you said, a big problem for consumers, for companies, for governments around
Right.
the world as well.
Exactly.
Greg, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.